Well done for making time to look at the Your Voice is Power Creative Computing competition. In this video, we're going to look at two things. First of all, we're going to look at the messaging inside the song that you need to create. Remember, you need to make a song that is going to be between 30 seconds and 3 minutes, and that song has to promote equity and entrepreneurship and make a stand against racism. Now, you have to include a little bit of Pharrell Williams' track about what's called Entrepreneur. And I'll share a link to this presentation. You can find it online here. It's the slides, this link. And slide 16 is brilliant. It's a video that unpicks all of the lyrics and talks about the messaging behind some of the lyrics and how some of these lyrics help explore some of the challenges that the people face to overcome adversity. That needs to be the message of the remix that we create. So with that in mind, last video we looked at how to get started with EarSketch. So I told you to create an account. If you've forgotten your password, there's an option to reset on here. If you are logged in, it'll save your code automatically. And last time we looked at this fit media thing in Python, where you can choose a song, choose which track you want, where it starts and where it finishes. Press run. Your code then generates the song, and then you can press play. So at the moment, I've got some of the main vocals from Pharrell Williams' track. As long as you've got one clip from Pharrell's track, you're in with a chance of winning. But you can have any of the other sounds as well. If you haven't already played around with it, the set tempo is quite fun. You can make the same track play faster or slower. Let go if you wanna. So you can make it more upbeat or slow it down if you prefer. I'm going to go for about 100 beats per minute. This time I'm going to introduce comments and also loops, as in some beats that will go over and over and again that you can play. So on the API, we've looked at Fit Media already. I'm going to introduce this one, Make Beat. So you can type it out, or if you find it in the API, you can just paste it in. We need a sound. We need a track like we had before. This is track 1. I want it on track 2 underneath, so I'll put a 2 in there. We choose where to start. Maybe I'm going to come in on bar 2, or maybe even bar 3, something like this. And then we've got this parameter, this thing, a beat. And it looks like we use zeros and hyphens, things like this. Let's have a look. I'm going to do a 0 and then 3 dashes, another 0 and then 3 dashes, something like that. And what on earth will this do? Well, it doesn't know what sound is at the moment. We need to replace sound with one of these sounds. I'm going to choose a drum track. Don't really know which one at the moment. Let's play this one, see what it's like. So we've got a loop here. I don't actually want the whole loop. I just want the first drum sound at the beginning. So let's put that as our sound in and see what happens when we run it. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 blobs. What happens when we play it? So at the moment you can hear Pharrell's vocals. I'm going to mute that with M so that we can just zone in on the track that we want. So notice it's not playing the whole of this dubstep percussion drum 001, this bit. It's just got the very, very beginning part. And we can put that into our own loop to make it play however you want. So if I put all of these dashes as zeros and then press run again, all of the things that were blank spaces are now beats. It's quite fun. So come on, let's start playing from here. And then if we put the vocals in as well, it'll play that at the same time. And the beauty is it will all be synced, so this will be in time with your music, even if you speed it up or slow it down. Let's have a look. Let's run it again. Let's start over here, and it should play the same thing a bit faster. And then you can combine this with something else. So let's have, instead of dubstep perk drum 01, let's find another drum track. What's this sound like? Oh, this one. Okay, we'll just go for the very beginning of that one. Plop that in here. It replaces what was selected in here. I want this on track 3. And this time, let's try and put in lots of gaps. But let's have 2 kind of bass drum hits. And then we can make this one play. I don't know, I'm just experimenting. The beauty of being creative is that sometimes you know what you're doing and sometimes you don't. It doesn't really matter. We'll play around with it. So this here is this track 3. Above it is the one above. Let's see what it sounds like.
Let go. If you wanna fly, take the lead. You gotta risk it all. Or they'll be lost. Let go.
You get the idea by combining whole tracks, as in whichever instrument you want, and beats made up of the very first part of these clips. You can specify when they kick in, which parts you hear, where they start. You can begin to get creative. The last thing that I'll share today is just it really helps if you put in comments to explain what's going on. So let's say this is the bass drum and this is the, it sounds like a click. Fab. All right, so next video, I'll try and go through how to make subprograms and think about the song structure in terms of verse and chorus and come back to that messaging about equity and entrepreneurship and a stand against racism. But have fun, be creative, make mistakes, play around with it. I'm really looking forward to listening to what you've got.